FM. Good morning, Ateneo. Start your day right with your morning wake-up call. Good morning, Ateneo. Energize your day with the lively, funny, and lovely tandem of Mir de los Santos and Tats Kidlat. Catch the latest news and stories around the campus. Good morning, Ateneo. Your daily dose of radio chikahan, tawanan, kantahan, and kwentuhan. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Tuesdays to Fridays. Good morning, Ateneo. Your mornings will never be the same again. We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at radyo-katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates. Follow at radyo-katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter.
Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Voice of W Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng pera. Radyo, radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, kawal ni Ignacio, katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing hiting at tigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Voice of W Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng pera. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing hiting at tigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, 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 katipunan. Radyo, katipunan. Radyo, radyo, katipunan.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
Catch us on New Wave
surfing through the latest on our shores.
every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there! Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. What's up? I hope all of you are having a great day. I'm Max,
Hello, guys. I'm Austin.
and this is New Wave.
New Wave.
So, Austin, what have you been up to?
Well, it was just the first day of school yesterday, so just getting back into that school vibe, and also just been a bit like trying to stay away from this new variant, which I mean it's not as new, but yeah, just trying to keep safe. Like I've been seeing like lately, well, I've been seeing for my family, like a lot of family members have lately been having a lot of close calls or almost getting it. So I think it really is like showing compared to last year, like there really is like it's more dangerous now than the previous strains. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The virus has gotten a lot more aggressive, which is why
Mm-hmm.
we have to be a lot more careful. And on the
Mm-hmm.
school end, yes, I'm also just getting back into the groove of things. It's a bit difficult, but we'll get there. So guys, if you feel the same way, let us know in the comments.
That's true. But it's kind of cool though that what's I mean, it's not cool, but it's kind of interesting to see that with the pandemic, you can really see how people's true colors are showing. Like these days, we see a lot of something called the Bayanihan spirit, where you see a lot of people like trying to help out our community and our economy, and it's kind of good because people have to take the initiative to help each other out. And today there are like a lot of people trying to lend their hand and try to do this safely without even leaving the house. So one way to participate in this is by supporting local organizations and charities. And a lot of these are popping up, as you can see with a lot of news lately about these businesses. One such business is actually called Frontliners Kitchen. Yeah.
Yes, our local find today is an organization that I've seen grow so much in just a year. So, Frontliners Kitchen is a youth led organization that started as a COVID 19 response initiative to hashtag feed the fight with our frontliners in the healthcare, urban, agricultural, and fisher folk sectors. With volunteers from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, Frontliners Kitchen has been able to send millions worth of nutritious meals, grocery packs, and relief goods to frontliners across the country. So today, we will be joined by two of their members, Janelle Migraso, founder and overall head, and my good friend Cola Cobarrubias, vice chairperson for external affairs. So, hi guys!
Hey.
How are you both?
Hey.
You're doing fine.
Good.
So tell us about Frontliners Kitchen. Tell us how it started also.
So Frontliners Kitchen started as a COVID-19 initiative. We started during the lockdown, the day of the lockdown when Ateneo actually announced that classes are suspended. And there was a huge surge of need for the PPEs and alcohols which were very expensive at that time. And since we didn't know how to acquire those materials, we were thinking of getting something else na lang, and we thought of how about food. So since before hindi pa all the restaurants were closed because of the lockdown, um, we started from cooking meals from my house and then sending it to the hospitals. And then, yeah, so later on, we gave out grocery packs and so on.
So when you guys started this, you said you started when Ateneo first closed down. Did you experience how hard is it to start with the whole sending out all these meals and cooking them? Like, did you get a lot of help initially?
Um, Actually, we just planned it to be a one-day donation drive, like dinner lang for 200 people, ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we posted the poster with my co-founder, who I also met in Ateneo Senior High. Um, and then when we posted that na we needed donations, for one day we got 16,000 pesos kagad, which is much more than what we needed. People gave out different amounts of money from 5 pesos to 1,000, ganyan, just to help out. And then what was hard was more on the logistical concerns on how to buy groceries kasi people were rushing to buy things noon, and we had um the card, yung the quarantine pass.
Mm-hmm.
So only one person per household can go out, and my parents gave me the authority to have the quarantine pass in order lang for me to be able to buy. And then since ayun, so my friend was the one driving, and then we would cook in my house. I would go to the market at 6 a.m., start um cooking at 8 a.m. Then matatapos na kami magluto and magpack ng 8 p.m. and then send out the wheels and then repeat that every day for like a month.
Wow, that's so cool. I mean, like it's kind of cool, like all the sacrifice that you put in, and like it's kind of cool to see like where it got to now, and like how it is now.
Yes, exactly. Like it was a very big effort, and it's nice to see that it was sustained throughout the pandemic. And as I said earlier, that it's grown so much in just a year. So, how can people who want to help Frontliners Kitchen or be part of it take a part of it or
All
take part
right.
in it?
Okay, hi. I'll take this one. No? So for people who want to help, there are actually so many ways that you can help from home. So the very first is to join our birthday drive. And actually, Maxine, along with her carpool mates back in July, they were one of the very first people who joined our birthday drive. And basically, what we do every month is we invite people to hold their own, mini donation drives for in celebration of their birthdays. And through those mini fundraisers, we're able to sustain giving meals to our frontliners, across different hospitals, which is something that they always appreciate. So that's one. Another is if you own a small business or if you work in a corporation, we're always open for partnerships and sponsorships. Just send over a message at our Facebook page, or just shoot us an email, and our lines are always open. We're always open for that. And lastly, you could also always, just follow our SOCMed channel. So we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're also on Twitter. So you guys can stay updated with all our different projects. And we're always, updating you guys about like our transparency reports and our different projects. So you could follow us there so that you know how else you could support us in the future.
Yeah, so I see a lot of your team members saying hi through the comments. You can post your social media there, like right now or after the segment, and I'm sure people will be able to view it. And as Nicole said, last year I did the birthday drive with Frontliners Kitchen, and I highly recommend it if you guys are looking for a charity or someone you want to collaborate on your birthday. This is a very good way to do it because you're helping a hand, you're doing your part to keep the country afloat, and they make it very easy. Like it was so accessible, just a few text messages, and they handle everything. They handle the pubs. All you really need to do is post the pubs and then transfer the money to them. So guys, for the what month is it now? For the April babies, the May babies, go. I see their Facebook in
Yo,
the comments
guys,
right now.
start ordering. But yeah, it's kind of cool though that like you guys have made like in a sense like kind of a really cool movement that helps people, but also at the same time like it's self sufficient. And I was wondering, since you guys are really doing a lot and helping a lot of people, even if the pandemic does end, do you guys have plans to continue this or maybe go in a different direction? Yeah.
Okay. Sige, go Janelle, you first.
Okay. Actually, right now we're already starting in branching out. So we would like to clarify that when we say we help frontliners, it's not just medical frontliners, but it's basically all the people who are involved in keeping our society afloat during these times. And even after the pandemic, since actually right now, I'm saying hi to all of the 150 plus strong members that we have now. And we're growing. We are planning for future projects that would help different kinds of sectors in agriculture, health, and environment. Kola can tell you more about these projects.
Yeah, actually, to echo what Janelle said, actually last year, our very first few stints in the agriculture and in the fishery sectors is we would hand over typhoon relief. So that was the very first stint. That was the very first step for us. But this year we really want to sustain those kinds of initiatives. We really want to provide, more sustainable projects for our fisher folk, for our farmers, for our healthcare workers. So that's why actually the next few months, you guys will definitely see more of our projects for those sectors. We'll definitely on our Facebook page. So we're very open to your support.
And is there any way that we can also like offer some help to these future projects or anything?
Right. So
Actually, for our health.
okay, go
Sorry,
Cola.
go.
Janelle, I think Cola was cut off, so go ahead.
Okay. So for the number one, if you're just at home, you can simply just by sharing the publicity materials that we have, by liking our page, sharing everything that we publish. That's already one big thing that you can help us with. Number two, we have different projects where for example, just like birthday drive, we ask for participants to spend their birthday with us. For example, for Cola's project under the health project management, they would be asking for donations for bikes and set for transportations. Do you have anything to add, Cola?
On top of that, there are also other sectors under the project management team. So we also have we have an environmental team, and we also have an agri-fisheries team. So you guys can also stay tuned in our Facebook page to learn more about their projects in the next few months.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that, and know that you will always have our support. So if you want to invite our audience once again or call to action, feel free to do it. Any final thoughts?
Well, I just think it's like an amazing thing that they're doing, and like, guys, if you can show them some love and support, because we gotta do our part and try to help each other out, and try to help this economy and help the people who are suffering from it, especially with the COVID and everything.
Yeah. So Nicole and Janelle, any parting words for the audience?
For me, I'd like to say again to our existing donors and to those who are supporting us. Again, thank you so much, and please keep on supporting us. And for people who haven't known us a lot, there's a lot of ways that you can connect to us. You can easily message us through our social media channels and our Facebook page. We will immediately reply there. And I think I just want to tell everyone, especially the youth, that even if we're at home, even if we're quarantined and isolated, there are a lot of ways that we can help, and I think there will never be we will never run out of ways to help alleviate the problem of this country. Hopefully, we can get through this pandemic together.
Nicole, anything to add?
Yeah, I just also want to extend our sincerest gratitude as an organization to everyone who's ever supported us. Like if you've ever donated, if you ever joined our birthday drive, if you were ever a small business owner who partnered with us, or a corporate sponsor, we want to really thank you all. Because this definitely, we wouldn't have gotten this far. We definitely wouldn't have still be a strong organization 1 year later if it weren't for all your support. Thank you, and please keep supporting us.
Thank you, Nicole and Janelle, for joining us today.
Thanks so much.
Know that you will have our support. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, before we introduce our next guest, I just wanted to say one thing I really like about Frontliners Kitchen is, as I said earlier, they're youth-led, which means they're very easy to talk to and very not intimidating. Like, I think the whole concept kind of shows us that anyone can lend a hand, no matter what background you're from or how old you are. It's not an intimidating thing to do.
And yeah, it really is good to see like a lot of the youth trying to help out our community now, especially like you see that it's not just older people or like people who already have all these connections or supposedly all these money to help. Like it proves that you can be so young and still help the community out. So it's good on Frontliners Kitchen, and I hope that they do more, and I hope that they help more people. So right now we have a really special guest. Joining us today is the award-winning band formed in 1994, known for their numerous Filipino rock hits and iconic performances. They are listed as one of the top 25 biggest selling musical acts in the Philippines of all time. Without further ado, please welcome Mr. Mark Esqueta, Mr. Nathan Azarcon, and Mr. Mike Elgar of Rivermaya. Woo!
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. How are you? You
Hey,
may turn on
guys.
your cameras and mics.
Hi.
Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Mike.
I'm Mr. Mike.
Wait. The host
Your
has
camera is still
disabled.
off.
Yeah. The host disabled the video.
Oh, okay, James, can we fix that problem, please? So, since your mic is on, how are you?
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Sir Mike.
I'm good. Doing the usual stuff. Being with the kids lang. For online class and tambay-tambay sa bahay.
What do you
How is
guys
that
do
doing?
every day?
Every day, yun lang, online, kain, tulog.
Of
Hirap
course.
ba? Being with the kids all the time.
Yep, I have 3 so medyo hands-full ako dyan.
How old are they?
One is 16, the other one is 11, and then I have a 7-year-old.
Oh, wow. So it's really like, really have to like focus on them talaga when it's doing the online learning, no?
Yep. Hands-on.
It is.
Hey, we see one more camera on. Hello, Mr. Mark
Hi,
Esqueta.
Sir
How are
Mark.
you?
Hello, yes. I'm back. I'm back. Finally, I got my camera to turn on.
How are you? What have you been doing this quarantine?
Oh, mostly homeschool. Mostly homeschool and nung nag-start yung ECQ and it started to get really boring. Yung mga little household repairs and pretty much anything na pwede kong gawin dito sa bahay. Yun. Tapos pero I think the major thing talaga was homeschooling. I have 2 kids and hands-on kami ng wife ko and it's all hindi kami nag-virtual online class, lang siya, books talaga. So tas kami nagtuturo. Kasi wala silang yung quarterly assessment lang yung online but everything else is just books and yun.
Oh, so are they not enrolled in school? Like you're handling the education, like how they're learning?
Well, we're enrolled in our homeschool provider is Homeschool Global. So they train parents kasi first time din namin. So at first you have to go through some training tapos they also supply the books and then they have people who will guide you along the way and then yun sa mga assessment and so far it's been challenging pero very fulfilling din naman.
But
That's
it's actually cool though that you have. Oh, I'm sorry, Maxine.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is my first time hearing about an online school setup where it's really just books, like no videos or no sync classes.
Yeah, you actually may option eh. You can choose to have it that way or meron din silang what do they call it? Basta parang a mixture of both. So may online classes din and then merong may teachers, but we opted for the more kind of classroom approach, which is a little more challenging daw kasi kayo gagawa ng lahat ng lesson plan, you make the quizzes and you input the grades, but since yun nga, lockdown and all, marami naman time. It's been good. We're about to finish grade 1 and our son is in grade 1 now.
Wow. Grade school now is so different that it's online. Well, anyway, Mr. Nathan Azarcon is here
Hi.
also. So hi, how have you been?
Hi,
How
Okay naman.
has quarantine been for you?
Ha?
How has
Oh, man.
quarantine been?
Okay. Okay naman. Parang, ano ba? Parang nag-freeze yung time, gano'n.
Yes. It's like
Di ba?
time doesn't exist anymore. We're kind of just
Yeah,
going
oh.
through the same day over and
Yeah.
over again. So, to our
What have you been
viewers-
doing to keep busy during the pandemic?
Wala. Nag-practice lang ako mag bass and mag-bike. Yun lang ginawa ko. Bass and biking. Turo din ako. Pero reading lang sa daughter ko.
Oh.
But, yeah. Mostly wala akong ginawa.
Pero it must be easier for you, less kids, at least like parang isa lang. So just have
Well,
to
yeah.
focus on.
But to our viewers, I know you've all heard us ask these same questions so many different times, but each guest always gives different insights and different experiences. And hopefully one day we'll be conducting these interviews outside of a quarantine context because I
Yes.
think we all
Oh.
miss that. So,
Sana.
okay, so we just tackled what you've all been doing like every day, so in a pandemic. So still in the pandemic context, how has life changed for you, if it did at all, and how has it affected your work, especially because you guys are in the music industry?
Mhm.
So,
Sir Mark, would you
okay.
like to go first?
Sige. Well, I was thinking about this last year. It's parang end of the world, pero hindi. Para siyang pause na malupit na 1 year. Well, nung umpisa hindi pa natin alam kung gaano katagal, 'di ba? Pero if the world were to end, parang ganun yata yung pakiramdam eh. Parang you were forced to reassess everything in life, from the simplest things that you need every day, which became so hard to acquire kasi bawal lumabas. I remember ang hirap, naubusan kami ng certain things like household items or food items, tapos ang hirap makukuha kasi yun nga, ang daming bawal. So parang it was a real eye opener for me, I think for everyone, to just reassess everything. And with regards to the band naman, we were not able to play not even once. Wala kaming gigs at all since March of last year. So if you can imagine, after working straight for 26, tama Mike, 26 years, no? From
Wow.
after
Tagal
working
yan,
straight, diba? From
Tagal yan,
1990,
bro.
diba, mula 1994 hanggang March of last year, biglang tigil lahat eh. As in, wala. So parang, ako, for me personally, parang nahirapan ako to deal with it in the beginning. Kasi napaka parang open-ended. Walang may alam kung kailan matatapos. And you had to, wala naman akong ibang work. Wala naman akong ibang business at the time. So everyone, and a lot of musicians that I know had to adjust, had to be creative to find another way to earn income. And tapos nandun pa yung pressure na meron kang 2 anak na bata pa, lumalaki, and suddenly yung plans mo mababago. And another major thing was yung educational system natin, which we were talking about earlier. biglang lalo na for kids as young as them, 'di ba? Parang nakakalungkot isipin na they're about to miss out on 2 summers already of their life. Yung iba twice na nag-birthday na walang party. Yung mga ganun ba?
Important parts of childhood.
Yeah, so ano siya? Very daunting Pero yun nga, I think buti na lang I have a very supportive wife, and our family is we're masaya pa rin kami araw-araw, and there's a lot of things on the other side of the pandemic na kaya okay pa rin naman. You just have to really adjust and cope, and yun, tuloy lang, kumbaga mahirap pero kaya naman.
I was also wondering, Sir Nathan and Sir Mike, if you guys had that same thoughts as Sir Mark over here about like how you feel about the pandemic, and maybe there are some things you guys maybe took advantage of, or maybe some things you miss.
Well, for me, as Mark mentioned nga, work as a band was non-existent, di ba? Noong nag-start yung pandemic. So, it became non-existent. So, ako personally, I had to adjust. Not necessarily to earn right now, but, to do things na hindi ko nagagawa nung time na sobrang busy namin. So, I focused on doing online stuff, yung sa YouTube or sa kung ano ng mga social media na, alam mo yun, pwedeng pagkakitaan ng musicians eventually. And aside from that, before this whole thing, I've always felt blessed, kasi yung line of work namin gives us a lot of time to be with our families. Kumbaga, parang pag may mga shows or kailangan kaming i-record or mga guestings, doon lang kami lumalabas ng bahay. Other than that, we can actually stay with our kids, samahan sila dito, and parang maraming family time basically. Pero nung nangyari yung pandemic, saka mo may isip na it wasn't enough pala yung time na yon. Ngayon sobra yung time, and I discovered a lot of things about my kids. Yung mga iba pa nilang hilig, kung ano yung mga para nahihirapan sila, ano yung nadadalian sila. And plus, I have a teenager So, mas naintindihan ko ngayon. Noon, hindi ko naintindihan masyado. So, parang ang nangyayari, wife ko yung kumakausap. Kasi babae yung teenager ko. Pero now, mas may understanding. Kasi pati ako, dahil nandito ako parati, mas nakakausap din ako, and mas naririnig ko rin yung conversations. So, mas nagkakaintindihan yung buong family. So, I think that's one of the good things that happened this past year. I still feel blessed with, if ever bumalik yung work, feeling ko maganda pa rin yung schedule namin, very light compared to other people. But I think ito yung best time na para family time talaga, and to discover more about your family. Yun.
That's right. Over the course of quarantine, like we're all quarantined together, so we learn more and more about each other.
Yep.
So, Mr. Nathan, has it been the same for you and your family?
Yeah, basically. Mas close kami ngayon hindi lang yung family namin, kami dito sa house, pati sa parents ko, sa whole family, mga kapatid ko, mas close kami. Actually, parang for the last 20 years ata, parang ito yung first time na nagsama-sama talaga kami. Magkakasama kami lahat na magkakapatid din. So, okay din. I mean, kaya madaming bad trip na nangyari. Pero okay din sa mga kasi hard times reveal kung ano yung mga importante sa iyo . So I guess, okay din yun. I mean, kahit dami na nangyayari masama, ganun. In a way, blessed pa rin feeling ko yung buhay ko dahil wala akong mga tao na close sa akin na nagkasakit, walang family na, so, sa akin, blessing na yun. Kahit paano. Kahit wala kayong mga gig, Financially, mas mahirap, pero parang I think mas nakita mo kung ano talaga yung, di ba? Kung ano yung family sa'yo, yung mga importante bagay. Mas lumapit ka sa Diyos, mga ganun. Health mo, mas okay health ko ngayon. Ganun. So, yun yung mga okay doon.
Yes, the pandemic has really put things into perspective
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Before we get into families and like our other topics, we'll be getting more into your career. And I think, as Tito Mark said earlier, 26 years. Did I hear that right?
Parang 27 na nga eh.
Kasi not counted yung 1 year. Pero nag-start kami 1994. Well, doon lumabas yung first album, 1994. So
bata pa lang ako noon.
Ako rin. Mas bata
Younger
ako
ako eh. Younger ako sa kanila.
Alright, so
Younger.
you've probably heard this question a million times, but for the sake of our viewers, how was the band formed? Like, what's the story? How did it happen? Anyone can answer.
Ano nga ba? Si Nate ang ano ang pinaka-glue dito eh. Well, magkabanda kasi kami ni Nate in high school. We had a band called Bazurak. And when he was nung nagkaroon siya, may nakwento siya, meron akong isa pang bandang may isa pang banda. Baka pwedeng ikaw rin mag-drums. So, nagkataon yung rehearsals nung isa pang banda na yun in the same village where I was living before, sa Tahanan Village sa Parañaque.
Kila G3.
Okay, yun, di ba? So, si Nate's yung nag-invite sa akin to the rehearsal, and then, yun, kaya ako napasok sa banda. And then, yung si Bamboo nung time na yun, kaibigan din ni Nate's sa ibang school. Si Perf naman, doon kami nag-rehearse for a time sa rehearsal studio niya. So we eventually asked him to join the band as lead guitar. Tapos yung name na Rivermaya, front act kami for the Eraserheads in 90, siguro 93 pa yun, Nates, no? Mga ganun eh.
Mga 93,
93.
Siguro diba? mga mid 94 na yun. Kasi parang na-release natin yung Ulan mga November.
Tama. So,
kahit hindi rin ako sigurado. Pero
tapos, gusto na namin yung word na river. Yung word, pero parang bitin. So, gusto namin sana something na Filipino sounding, pero hindi naman sobrang And then, yun nga, front act kami. Sa Las Piñas yun sa may tapat nung Cecil's na restaurant. May 7-Eleven nata ngayon doon Anyway, wala pa kaming name. So, sinadjust ni Perf, yung gitarista namin, Maya. So, Rivermaya. Sige, pwede na yan. Palitan na lang natin. Hindi pa naman lumalabas yung album So, eventually, pwede pa natin palitan. But, yun it's stuck and yun. That's how it started. Parang we were all from the south. Si Rico taga San Pedro, Laguna. Tapos kami nila Nates taga Parañaque. Same circle of friends and yung mga fellow musicians, magkakakilala rin lahat So
like all in the same groups and you all live near each other.
Yeah, parang magkakapit bahay, ganun. And then, pero kami ni Nate, schoolmates kami since prep. So, sawan-sawa na siya sa akin.
Younger ako, younger.
Just to make that clear.
75, 76.
But Sir Nate, I was wondering about how about what Sir Mark said about you guys being you being the glue.
Yes.
Rugby yata siya, rugby.
Rugby pala. Ano yun? Ano yung question?
So, kanina, a while ago, Mr. Mark said, you're the glue of the band. Why is that so?
Glue siguro, ano ba? Nagdikit-dikit because si Mark, kasama ko si Mark sa basura. Si Bams, barkada ko yun si Bams eh. Tapos si Perf teacher ko siya. Yun. Si Rico nakilala ko na siya sa audition. But then, parang, I guess parang ganun. Pero mahilig talaga ako sa mag-ano ng mga tao eh. Put together ng mga banda.
You like assembling the groups.
Yeah, di naman assemble kasi si Mark matagal ko nakasama eh. So kunyari may jamming ako with bibit-biting ko siya, sama ko siya. So ganun din. So, diba? Parang naging natural lang na nung kailangan namin ng drummer, si Mark yung nandun. Tapos nung wala kami vocalist, sino ba yung marunong kumanta dito? Ikaw, Bamboo, marunong ka kumanta. Okay. So si Perf, sige, ikaw na mag-gitara since wala kami maharap na gitarista. By the way, si Perf pala, kicked me out nung tinuturuan niya ako. Sabi niya, di ka matututo mag-ano. Pero yun, teacher ko siya. Magaling yun sobrang. Anyway.
So without you, Sir Nathan, there wouldn't be Rivermaya. As you know.
Naman. Hindi ko naman sabihin na gano'n. Pero, I guess yung unang siguro, yung unang, niya, yung unang version na siguro. Kasi madami na rin Rivermaya, di ba? Up to yung latest version.
But I feel like you guys you've been in the scene for since 1994. So you guys have really seen everything. So I was actually wondering how do you see the industry now with all the changes? And I mean, even without COVID, was there a lot of big changes that happened to the industry while you guys were, still in the industry?
Mark.
Ako ulit? Well, siguro parang direct comparison lang to when we were starting and how it is now. Definitely, madali mag-share ng music ngayon because it's easier to record, it's easier to share your music. Dati kailangan mo talaga magka-album, magka-cassette or CD, record label, and then get played on the radio, and then eventually music videos. Ngayon,
so you'd say it's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier in a way. And it's also definitely easier to communicate with your supporters. Meron ngang instant, even during a gig, pwede kayong mag-communicate with people who are watching online. Diba? It may instant feedback din. Yung audience mo mas malaki kaagad because if you put something online, di ba, parang worldwide na yun eh.
Yes.
It's a good time also for artists to start kasi ang daming educational material that is free and online din. So ang dami rin mabilis gumaling ngayon in the past years kasi yung accessibility to education is ibang-iba eh. Dati maghihintay ka pa na mag-uuwi ng VHS from the States para mapag-aralan yung instructional or mga tablatures or magazines. But I think yung quality of becoming a fan is the same. Kumbaga, the fans of the artists in the 90s or even in the 80s, kung gaano nila ka minamahal yung artist na gusto nila, ganun din ngayon. Naging mas madali nga ngayon yung to show your support, to buy the music. Diba? Ngayon pwede ka bumili pa isa-isang kanta. Dati hindi, or dati pag-iipunan mo pa yung buong album.
Full album talaga. So
Yeah,
you'd say
full
it's better. Like the industry is better to enter now. It's not as hard. Like it's a better place than the 90s to enter, you'd say.
It's you have to learn more though now. Mas marami kang kailangan pag-aralan with regards to unang-una yung dun sa production side or recording and production, because it's maybe easy to record, but if you don't have the yung basic fundamentals of how to properly record a song, even yung simple techniques and hindi rin siya maganda lalabas. So if what I say na lang sa mga younger musicians is make the most out of it. It's very important to learn more than just the music para ma-maximize.
So before I continue asking about music, we have some comments here. So from Alvin Haloshos, hi brother Nathan. From
Alvin.
from Paulo Zarate, shout out naman dyan, Mark Escueta.
We have a comment from Leandro and Nano. Ang ganda ng sinabi ni Sir Nate about family.
Yes, we have a lot of comments here, so we'll try to get to more later. But right now, going into music, as a band, how do you guys work together and create new songs given that it's a pandemic, or even in the non-pandemic context? How has making songs together changed over the years?
I think it didn't really change, although we haven't been writing together. Meaning, kasi what we used to do was one of us will, for example, Nathan will have a song written already before a rehearsal, and then doon namin binubuo. So, ganun pa rin naman yung ngayon, or yung plan namin ngayon, but the difference is we haven't had the chance to actually jam the songs. But kumbaga nag-send lang online email ng mga songs na bago na pwede potentially we can work on when the time comes na we can all meet together again and jam the songs. So, yun lang. Walang difference din actually. But we just need to find that moment, that time na pwede na ulit.
Yes, now that you brought that up, it made me throw back actually, like you said the word jam, and it reminded me live shows, concerts, whether you're a performer, an audience member, that's something everyone really misses.
Yep.
Yeah. Sobra.
But speaking of all these live gigs that were canceled, what shows did you guys have, or what gigs were you guys planning that you got canceled? You guys said you were working for 26 years and then bigla nag-stop. So is it something that we can look forward to in the future? Maybe you guys would do it again.
One of the things na dapat nakaset na was we were supposed to go back to the States last June. Tama ba June?
May or
last
June.
Yeah, May or June for a US tour, kasi we were there noong 2019. So dapat 2020 ulit, but yun na nga, hindi siya natuloy. And as early as January and Feb, yun, biglang yung mga bookings na tentative, parang yung iba would start getting pushed back or wait and see hanggang sa talagang isa-isa na nag-cancel yung gigs. So, but one of the last gigs that I remember was UP Fair. Nakapag UP Fair pa kami. And
Tarlac, nakapag-Tarlac pa tayo.
Yeah, Tarlac.
Isabela. Lumipad pa tayo. I remember, I think one of our last out-of-town shows, nakamask na kami. sa airplane.
Yeah, Isabela yun.
Isabela yun.
Isabela. Mga mga March, early March yun.
Early March.
That was right
So,
before the lockdown.
Yeah. So medyo na rin kami, nag-iingat na rin kami because of the news nga about this virus at that time.
But
Para kami
able to
ninja
play
sa airport
before.
You were saying, sorry, who was speaking?
Sorry.
Oh, sir, Nick.
Para daw kaming ninja sa airport.
With the mask covered up.
Balat na balat.
All right. So anyway, we're going to play a little game. So this is to see how well you guys know each other as a band, and it's also a fun way for us to get to know you. And you don't know, like we said, quarantine, it's a time of discovery. So you guys might discover some things about each other as well. So Austin, take the first questions.
Okay, so our first question would be Netflix or cinema?
Netflix.
Okay, so we have some order. We'll start with Mr. Mike, and then Mr. Mark, and then Mr. Nathan. So we'll answer in that order. Okay, so who's
Okay.
next?
Netflix.
Next.
Netflix,
and then...
Wait, cinema, I mean movie house, ganon?
Yes, movie house. So Netflix or movie house?
So after the lockdown, or not during the pandemic, no?
No, as in general. In general.
Cinema.
Cinema.
Don't you just miss cinemas?
Yeah, man.
It's been
Life
so long.
experience.
Bra.
What are you excited to see?
IMAX. Lazy Boy. Ako cinema.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Do you
so
guys
anyway.
remember the last movie you saw before ng pandemic?
Di ko maalala. Wait, before the pandemic. Was that
Before the pandemic, so that was around March. Around the...
Vive!
Ha?
I don't
Ano yung
remember.
last movie pinanood natin before the pandemic? Sa movie house. Yung
Someone's
maalala.
calling teammates.
Di ba, yung boxing, di ba?
Ako hindi ko
Boxing
maalala.
Creed.
Can't remember.
Si
It's been so long
Creed,
na, diba?
Creed ba?
Oh,
Creed ba?
Ano-
Parang Creed.
if ever it must have been a movie na pwede kasama yung kids.
Yeah,
Kasi
ako rin.
hindi pa kami nakakanood ng movie na kami lang ni Julina parating kasama yung kids.
Oh, we'll ask you some questions about your family later. So anyway, these questions are quick fire. No need to overthink and no need to consider the context too much. Okay, so
Pressure.
next one. Cold rice with hot food or hot rice with cold food? Mr. Mike.
Cold food with hot rice.
Okay, Mr. Mark.
Same.
Same? Mr.
Same.
Nathan?
Ako, hot rice. Baliktad, no? Hot rice.
Oh, why?
Iba yung hot rice, di ba?
Yeah.
Steaming hot rice, di ba? Kahit ano lagay mo doon, they'll eventually go.
Yeah, I'm also same with that. I agree, hot rice also ako.
Hot rice. The steam from the rice will heat up the food.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we'll change up the questions a bit. Now, instead of choosing between two, I'll give categories, and the three of you will tell me who's most likely to fit that category or do the action. Okay. So, who is most likely, from the three of you, who's most likely to run for president?
Nathan.
Okay.
Ano, kagawad na ako.
Wait. Among the three of you, who would be late for a show?
Wala.
Wow.
Wow, all on time, wala.
Hatid sundo kami.
Oh, okay. Okay, hatid sundo. So, that being said, who's the designated driver?
No one also.
No one's a designated driver.
Yes, we hire.
All right. So, who is most likely to brighten up everyone's day from the three of
course,
you? Who's
me.
a jolly?
Me.
Ako si Mark at si Mike. They brighten up my day.
Ako si Nate.
Brighten up.
Nathan and Mike. Nathan and Mike.
So sweet naman.
They brighten up my day.
What about, among the three of you, who would be the best chef? Who makes the best food?
Nathan.
Nathan.
What's your signature
I don't know how
dish?
to cook.
You don't know what to
Papa.
Aurelianong Dilis.
Yeah.
Pwede.
Well, quarantine's the perfect time to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so if the three of you were quarantined together, who is most likely to hoard the remote?
Nathan.
Di ako.
Nathan.
Hindi.
Parati yan may recommendation sa Facebook eh. Ito okay.
Pero tatanungin ko muna kung action ba tayo or easy movie or...
Why? What are your favorite movies?
Ako? Gusto ko, depende. Minsan gusto ko, yung easy movie, ganyan. Pero mahilig din ako sa magandang movie, well-crafted, gano'n.
Shawshank Redemption. Ganun.
Yan, mga ganyan.
Wow!
Revenant, mga
Naman.
ganun. Yung maganda talaga, di ba? Maganda yung dialogue.
Ako, I like Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers actually maganda.
Of course, who doesn't love the Avengers?
Ganda na.
All right, okay, last question. Who is most likely to sleep through an alarm?
Mike.
Has it happened before?
Si Mike.
I remember before nag-set ako ng alarm, roommates kami ni Mark at saka Rico. Sila yung bumangon. Galit na galit sa akin.
Okay, you weren't late for the show.
Despite that. Never late.
Almost last sa San Francisco show namin.
How come jet lag?
Yeah, jet lag and pagod kasi we played in LA the night before. Tapos land trip to San Francisco and then the next day show ulit. Pagdating doon sound check tapos bago pa mag-check-in sa hotel and then so nag-nap si Mike and yung manager namin. So maya game na pala.
That must be hard though. Like, is it harder to tour like sa States compared to sa Manila or around the Philippines?
No naman. It's harder siguro if you think about the time that we're away from our families. Kasi dito naman normally we do a show like let's say in Cebu and then the next day we go back home. Doon kasi you have to stay for at least 2 weeks or a month eh. Diba? So, yun yung mahirap. And syempre, you bring more clothes. Mabigat. Pero, it's not so hard if you think about it kasi ang dami namin nakikitang pwedeng bilhin eh. Wala dito.
Shopping lang ng shopping si Mike.
Balikbayan box na nga eh. Yung mga damit namin nakabalikbayan box na eh.
Yeah. Pro tip.
Man.
How many boxes?
Isa lang naman.
Just one, but it's like filled to the brim.
yung damit, isa lang.
Isa lang yung damit to.
Isa lang yung damit to. Kawawa nga yung nag-check nun eh.
Yung mga brief, yung...
You know, the next most likely question was actually going to be who's the biggest shopper, but I think we answered that question.
Si Mark. I remember 2003 we had the US tour. Sobrang
wala pang family nun wala pang family nun. So
sobrang daming binili ni Mark. Lahat, drum set. Tapos sa pinabalikbayan box niya yung iba nilagay sa akin. And then we ended up nung pauwi na kami, kasi ubos lahat ng cash na dala niya. He can't even buy water.
$1.
Oh, grabe yan.
Pag-check-in
That's what
namin.
bandmates are for.
Yeah. Pag-check-in namin, overweight kami and oversized.
Oversized.
Oh, grabe. Grabe yan, dati, kinuha na ako ng ticket, sabi niya, sama ka sa akin, sa tayo, masasama ka sa akin. Dali mo yung passport mo, tapos pumunta kami ng first flight out of Manila, pumunta kami ng Hong Kong. Bumili kami ng stop, at dami namin dala. Tapos nung gabi, last flight out, bumalik kami ng Manila. Kasi dami namin dala, dami yung pinagbibili na stop. Ako, PlayStation lang ata binili ko nun eh.
PlayStation 1.
Yung mga electronic drum set, mga parts ng kotse, mugs pa ata, may mugs pa nakasama.
Walang mugs naman. Grabe.
Yung pala, kasama niya ng tao magbubuhat. Ako yung...
Isang box lang yan.
All right. Well, that was a nice trip down memory lane. And now, back to the music. So, to our audience members, what are your favorite Rivermaya songs? Let us know in the comments.
Comment your favorites.
Yes,
yeah.
comment your favorites. Okay, so back, as I said, back to the music. With an extensive collection of songs that you've all done over the years and the many hits you've made, which songs stand out to you and why? So, like, I guess, which would you say, if ever, is your anthem? So, I'm going to ask you this one by one. Let's start with Mr. Nathan.
Sa song ng Rivermaya, gano'n?
Yes.
Ako, well, ano ba, sa akin, Faithless. Ayun ang favorite na song. Although di ako nagsulat nun eh. Pero kung Rivermaya song pag-uusapan, for me, para sa akin, Faithless yung pinaka na gawa namin na kasama ko.
What makes it your favorite?
Kung explain ko dito, pero maganda yung ano niya eh. Parang, kailangan pa bang hit the, ano tawag dito, malose mo lahat bago ka magkaroon ng faith ulit, gano'n, or kailangan mong hit rock bottom bago bumalik sa Diyos, gano'n. Ako, parang, nung first record namin, hanggang ngayon, parang nagre-reverberate siya lagi pag pinapakinggan ko, ang galing ng kanta na to, sana ako nagsulat. Napakaganda ng mensahe.
That's nice. Mr. Mark, you next?
Oh, yeah.
Parati nagbabago yung favorite eh. Pero for this time, siguro yung Umaaraw Umuulan. Yung,
ganda na to.
Kasi meron kaming gig na parating eh. So we've been practicing and first time na pinapractice ko ulit yung songs in a little over 1 year. So nung pinapractice ko yung Umaaraw Umuulan, medyo may nag-form ng mga kalahating tears sa mata ko eh. Mga kalahati. Pero parang, kasi in the past, ang dami nagme-message sa amin na nagpapasalamat dun sa kantang yon kasi it got them through a tough time or yun nga, nakaka-uplift siya. So siguro itong time na to, parang I think on a different level nakarelate din ako mismo dun sa song na yan. So, Umaaraw Umuulan. Yeah.
For Sir Mark, do you have another favorite or is it also one of theirs?
For Sir Mike. For Mr. Mike.
Sir Mike.
He hasn't answered yet.
Sir Mike.
Yeah, for me, ako Himala. The song Himala. I wasn't part of the band yet nung lumabas yung song na yan. I was merely a fan in grade 3. I was in grade 3 that time. And yun, I think that song is ganda ng pagkakasulat.
Lies!
Pagkakasulat at pagkaka-arrange. It's a very simple, kung isipin mo, it's very simple, simply put together, and if you remove the bridge, that song has only 3 chords. Pag verse, there's a certain order for the chords. Pag chorus, bumabaliktad lang siya. And very effective yung pati yung feel mo eh, yung kung paano yung nila ni-record, paano kinanta ni Bamboo, paano yung ginawa ni Mark na drums doon. And of course, yung hook nung song, sa start pa lang yung bass line ni Nathan. So,
that's the best bass line in the whole world, man. Greatest. Kidding, just kidding.
Nope, I agree with that.
Iconic. Alrighty, so Okay, so what's next for Rivermaya? What should be watching out? What should we be watching out for?
New songs,
Anyone
new
can answer.
songs. Yeah, new songs. We are gearing up for the next di pa sure kung album or singles or whatever, but we started right before the pandemic. We were already rehearsing here. Tapos nag-record na kami ng a few demos, and we were supposed to rehearse every week, at least every week or maybe every 2 weeks na for the next album. And then yun nga. So ngayon medyo getting back on track na for the next batch of songs.
Ooh,
Yeah, I remember lang no nung last rehearsal namin was March 10.
March 10. I
Yeah.
think that was our last day of school also.
Oh, hey, Sir Nate, who is that?
Yes, I was going to say there's a baby. Hi.
Hello.
Say hi,
Hi.
Octavia. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
That actually brings us to, we ask this to everyone. So, what's one thing you are looking forward to doing with your family when all of this is over, when the pandemic is over? What are you all looking forward to doing?
Sa akin, simple lang kasi etong past few weeks siguro, nag-start ng kulitin ako nung second kid ko, the 11-year-old, no? He wants to go to the mall. And I was trying to explain to him na he's not allowed, kids are not allowed to go out. Tapos kasi nagre-reason out talaga siya na mag-wear daw kami ng mask, ng face shield. So, yun, something as simple as that. Maybe go to the mall with the whole family, meet up with other relatives, di ba? And then eventually, gusto na yung mag-travel. Travel.
Yes, I think that's something everyone misses. Where would you go? What's your first post-COVID destination?
Hindi ko alam eh. Maybe go back to the States or maybe Canada. I'm not sure, but one of those places siguro. Kasi we were there nung 2019 ng family ko. Aside from the US tour, no, we went there also before the US tour, and they really enjoyed it. And I think they want to go back. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Sir Mark? What are you looking forward to the most after?
Take our kids somewhere that they will really have a good time. Kasi ngayon medyo nakakaawa rin kasi like earlier today we had to go to their pediatrician to update their vaccines. So paglabas pa lang ng Commonwealth, ano na sila, wow, look at that tree, it's so nice. Oh, look, it's a bus. Oh, wow, look at the buildings, look at all those cars. Parang sobra silang namamangha pag lumalabas ng bahay ngayon. And yun lang, siguro malamang out of the country rin siguro. And siguro para everybody happy, malamang sa Korea kami pupunta kasi si Julina sobrang hilig sa lahat ng all things Korean. Hindi lang yung shows pati yung pagkain, yung inumin nila. Yun, so malamang doon kami pupunta.
Yeah, soju is very good. I agree
Yes.
with you there.
Soju.
Yes.
How about you, Sir Mike?
Nathan.
Sir Nathan.
Ay, sorry, sir.
Austin, read their name tags. They're right there.
Sorry.
Ano ba? No, wala naman. Gusto ko na sila first namin lumabas na, gano'n. Si Bibo may request gusto niya mag-fly daw sa plane, gano'n. Ako, beach, okay na ako eh. Pero siya gusto niya, gano'n na plane, gano'n. Kasi parang bago nag-Vietnam kami, na-miss daw yung mag-airplane. Pero ako, beach lang kahit sa Batangas, okay na ako. Kasama friends ko, gano'n, sama yung banda, okay na ako doon.
I agree. That's my answer also. Like after all of this, it's also the beach.
Party, woo! Di ba, gano'n? My friends, the band, gano'n, family, gano'n.
No
One big
masks.
reunion.
No mask.
No masks.
No
If you
face
guys would like
shields.
to go to
No face-
Bohol, Bohol's
Oh,
a nice
there
place
he
to go
goes.
to.
Austin's gonna
Yeah.
give his whole Bohol
Yeah.
spiel.
Yun na.
We sobrang ganda sa Bohol, yeah.
Yeah,
Sobrang
it is
ganda.
right. Yeah, it's just I come from Bohol, so like I really like
talaga?
Bohol. So yeah, I come from like in Panglao. So
Sasagot mo kami pagpunta namin dyan, ha?
game. I'm down. Let's go. Let's plan it.
Yun na.
Ganda na, man.
Let's go.
Panglao is the place to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys have a tour guide for when you go to Bohol when all of this is over. And Bohol is a win-win. It's a beach that you need to take a plane to. So
Yeah.
everyone wins.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Sponsored na
right. Okay, so it's 6:08. It's 6:08. We've actually gone a bit over time, but I'd just like to say, Mr. Mike, Mr. Mark, Mr. Nathan, thank you so much
Thank you.
for
Thank
joining
you
us
so much.
today, for spending the afternoon with us. We had so much fun. We had so much fun with you, and we hope you guys get to go on your beach trip soon.
Yeah.
We will plan
Any-
it. Let's plan it.
Any parting words for the audience today? Anyone can start. Oh, okay.
Silence.
All right.
So,
So
thank you for having us. It's
Thank you.
fun to talk to other people once in a while.
Yeah.
Di ba? Kasi, we're all stuck here, but we just want everyone to stay safe and hang in there. Malalagpasan natin to lahat, and eventually, hopefully soon, everything will go back to normal. But for now, parang i-enjoy nyo yung time nyo with your families, your loved ones, and make sure to check up on them once in a while.
Yeah. I'd like to say hi to my uncle, Tito Gino Cruz. Hi, Tito.
Dino.
Thanks for being there. Tsaka gusto ko rin batiin lahat nung members nung Team Rivermaya page sa Facebook. Hello sa inyo. Hopefully makapag-celebrate tayo ulit ng yung usual get-togethers natin pag natapos na to. And then lahat ng mga kaibigan na nanonood ngayon, hello sa inyo. And a special greeting to all the staff and everyone at St. Luke's sa Erod, sa St. Luke's, Quezon City. Joseph, David, and the whole, lahat ng frontliners. Salamat sa inyo.
Salamat.
And thank you, radyo-katipunan, Maxine, and thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
thank you for coming. Mr. Nathan, would you like to close it off?
Thank you for having us, Radio-Katipunan. Okay din yung talk natin. Thank you. Salamat.
So thank you again. I just wanted to say thank you to my dad for helping us get Rivermaya on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go,
Thank
Tito.
you.
Go,
so
Tito.
much.
So this has been New Wave. Thank you once again for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you all next time. Join us on our next episode on April 28th, where we will be joined by actor, restaurateur, and entrepreneur Mr. Marvin Agustin, and the restaurateur behind Red Crab, Wolfgang Steakhouse, and Seafood Island, Mr. Raymond Magdaluyo.
So don't forget to miss out. Follow us on Instagram at newwave.rk to stay updated. And don't forget to catch us on the replay on Radio Katipunan 87.9's FM Facebook page, YouTube, and Periscope, which all go by the name at Radio Katipunan.
So once again, I'm Max.
And I'm Austin. Can I say thank you again to Sir Mark, Sir Nathan, and Sir Mike for joining us today on this episode of New Wave. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Panglao.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Once again, this has been New Wave. See you next week.
Bye.
See you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
Catch us on
New Wave. Surfing through the latest on our shores.
every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights,